53 million Americans took out at least one Buy Now, Pay Later (BNPL) loan in 2023. That number is from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's December 2025 market report. Not 53 million purchases, 53 million people, and 68% of them, in a LendingTree survey conducted in 2026, agreed that Buy Now, Pay Later causes them to overspend. They knew it. They said so out loud, and they kept going. That's not a willpower problem. That's an engineering problem. I know how that sounds. Let me earn it. The platforms behind Buy Now, Pay Later did not accidentally design a product that makes you spend more. They studied the same behavioral research your brain never got to read. They used it. And they built a checkout experience that is, feature by feature, structurally identical to a casino floor, not metaphorically, mechanically. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact psychological switch they flip, and the 3-step process to flip it back. This video won't tell you, Buy Now, Pay Later is bad. It will show you with a number exactly what it cost, and what that cost decided for you without your permission. Here is the rule the entire video runs on. When paying hurts less, you spend more. And Buy Now, Pay Later was designed, from the checkout button to the 4-payment structure, to make paying feel like it isn't happening at all. Before you can understand what Buy Now, Pay Later does to your spending, you need to understand what cash does to your brain, and why removing that mechanism is worth billions of dollars to the platforms that figured it out. Think of your brain's relationship with money like a smoke alarm in your kitchen. Cash is a working smoke alarm. The second you hand it over, the alarm goes off. You feel the loss. You hesitate. You sometimes decide not to buy. That alarm is what behavioral economists call the pain of paying. Prelec and Lowenstein, MIT Sloan School of Management and Carnegie Mellon University, 1998, Marketing Science, Volume 17, 1, pages 4 to 28. Finding: consumers paying by card versus cash experienced measurably reduced loss aversion at the point of purchase. Credit card logo presence alone raised average willingness to pay from $4.11 to $4.53. Consumers classified as tightwads spent 56% more on impulse items when switching from cash to card payment. That study is 27 years old. It has been replicated and extended across neuroscience, behavioral economics, and now fintech regulation. The technical name is payment decoupling, the deliberate temporal separation of the purchase moment from the payment moment, which reduces the psychological salience of the cost. In plain English, when you don't feel the money leaving, you don't register that it left. That cash is a tight coupling. You hand over a physical object, the alarm fires. Buy now. Pay later is the most extreme decoupling ever engineered into a retail payment product. You click once, you get the item. The bill arrives in 4 pieces, weeks apart, each small enough to feel like it doesn't count. The smoke alarm is disabled at the factory. In 2025, a research team at the Central Bank of Ireland and Trinity College Dublin ran a controlled experiment. Jose, Kelly, King, and McCarthy, Central Bank of Ireland, Trinity College Dublin, 2025, Central Bank of Ireland Research Technical Papers, number 15RT25. Sample, nationally representative. Finding: participants spent 4.39% more with Buy Now, Pay Later than with a debit card. Prior, Buy Now, Pay Later use made participants 22.2% more likely to purchase a discretionary item in the next round. Merely knowing future Buy Now, Pay Later access was available increased present debit card spending by 3.1%. Read that last number again. They hadn't even used the Buy Now, Pay Later yet. Just knowing it existed made them spend more with their own debit card. That is not a side effect. That is the product working as designed. Take Patricia, 47, from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Office manager, $46,000 a year. Patricia didn't consider herself a Buy Now, Pay Later user. She used it for 1 pair of boots in January, 1 piece of gym equipment in March, and 2 home items in May. By July, her monthly Buy Now, Pay Later obligations sat at $384. She earned $12,000 less per year than the average Buy Now, Pay Later user profile, and she was running 63% of the same monthly load. Different income bracket, same equation. There's a second mechanism running underneath the decoupling effect. I'll come back to it in the math section. Keep it in mind. Now let's follow someone who walked directly into the center of this trap and stayed there for a full year before she even had a name for what was happening to her. Amber is 32. She lives in Nashville, Tennessee. She works as a dental hygienist at a private practice, earning $58,000 a year. After federal and state taxes, her take-home pay lands at roughly $3,650 a month. Amber is not reckless with money. She has a modest emergency fund. She pays her rent on time. She does not carry a balance on her credit card, or she didn't, until 2023. It started with a coat, $168. Afterpay, 4 payments of $42. Spread over 6 weeks, the coat was on sale. The installment felt like nothing. The purchase registered as smart. 3 months later, Amber had accounts on Afterpay, Klarna, Affirm, and Zip. None of the platforms communicated with each other. None of them showed her a consolidated balance. Each one showed only its own installment. $38 here, $54 there, $89 on a mattress topper, $27 on a vitamin subscription. That's where most people would expect the story to turn. It didn't, because the mechanism Prelec and Lowenstein identified in 1998 was fully operational inside Amber's checkout screen. Each purchase felt like a $38 decision. None of them felt like a $612 decision. $612 every month. That was Amber's total buy now, pay later obligation by month 8. She didn't know that number. To know it, she would have had to open 4 separate apps, scroll past their individual dashboards, none of which displayed a total liability, manually add the numbers, and hold that sum in her head long enough to feel its weight. That is not an accident of design. The platforms do not surface that number. Their interface is built around the installment, not the total. Each screen shows you the smallest possible version of what you owe. Casinos do not put clocks on the walls. They do not put windows near the slot machines. They remove every cue that reminds you time is passing and money is leaving. Buy now, pay later removes the same cues from your checkout screen. By month 10, Amber had missed 2 installments, one on Klarna, one on Zip. Her credit card balance, which had been $0 at the start of the year, had climbed to $1,140. The CFPB's 2025 report found that buy now, pay later borrowers carry $871 more in credit card debt than demographically matched non-buy now, pay later users. Amber was running above that average. You felt this. You just didn't have a name for it. The feeling of looking at a bank account that should have more in it and not being able to identify a single purchase that felt irresponsible. Every individual decision felt fine. The accumulation was invisible. Until it wasn't. By month 12, Amber's total buy now, pay later payments for the year had reached $7,344. Her net worth had not moved. Her emergency fund had not grown. Her retirement contribution had not changed. The coat cost $168. The year cost $7,344. That's where Amber's story could have ended. Derek is 41. He lives in Richmond, Virginia. He teaches high school history at a public school, earning $54,000 a year. His take-home is $3,420 a month. Derek's buy now, pay later situation looked smaller than Amber's from the outside. He had 3 active plans, not 9. His monthly obligation was $291, but $291 on a $3,420 take-home is 8.5% of net income before a single bill is paid. Derek's intervention did not begin with motivation. It began with irritation. In the spring of 2023, he missed a $73 Affirm installment because the charge hit on the same day as his car insurance autopay. His checking account went $14 negative. The overdraft fee was $35. He paid $35 to miss a $73 payment on an item he no longer remembered buying. That number made something click. Not the $35, the blankness when he tried to recall the item. Derek did not search for motivation. He ran a diagnostic. Step 1. He opened every buy now, pay later platform he had an account on and wrote, on paper, the item name, the original price, the total remaining balance, and the monthly payment for each active plan. 3 platforms, 7 entries, 45 minutes. The number at the bottom of that page was $291 a month and $1,890 in remaining total buy now, pay later obligations. That was the first time Derek had seen both numbers in the same place at the same time. Step 2. He installed a browser extension, Privacy Badger, that blocked the buy now, pay later checkout injection scripts on the retail sites he used most. The Pay in 4 button disappeared from his checkout screens. The item price was all that remained. The smoke alarm was reconnected. Remember Derek? Here's what happened next. He didn't cancel the existing plans. He let them run out. He did not open a new one. For the first 3 months, he used a separate checking account funded with exactly the $291 he had been paying in buy now, pay later installments as a targeted savings sprint account. The rule was simple, that $291 did not exist for spending. It moved automatically on the first of each month. By month 11, Derek had originated 0 new buy now, pay later debt. His 3 existing plans had fully closed. The targeted savings account held $3,201. Take Tyrell, 27, from Memphis, Tennessee. Warehouse shift supervisor, $39,000 a year. Tyrell earned $15,000 less per year than Derek. He was running $291 a month across the 6 buy now, pay later plans. 8.9% of his gross monthly income locked into installments before rent, utilities, or groceries. He applied Derek's 3-step audit to his own stack. 9 months later, he had closed 4 of 6 plans and reduced his monthly buy now, pay later obligation from $291 to $74. Derek's total outcome, $6,732, redirected from installment payments into savings over 11 months. No triumph, no celebration, just the number. Here's the second mechanism I told you to hold. This is where the math gets structural. The average monthly buy now, pay later payment for a heavy user in the United States is not a dramatic number. The Lending Tree 2026 Buy Now, Pay Later Tracker reports that 56% of Buy Now, Pay Later users pay $100 or less per month. Another 28% pay between $101 and $250. The median sits around $185 per month. That's $185 a month, every month. Here is what $185 a month actually costs, not in dollars spent, in dollars never built. Step 1, the baseline. For $185 a month, sustained. That is the median buy now, pay later user's monthly installment load, per Lending Tree 2026. Step 2, the 1-year reality. $185 a month is $2,220 a year. That is roughly 4.5 weeks of groceries for a family of 3 based on USDA's 2024 moderate cost food plan of $479 per week for a family of 3. It's also the full annual premium for a $250,000 term life insurance policy for a 35-year-old non-smoker, according to Policy Genius 2025 rate data. In 1 year, the median buy now, pay later user spends the equivalent of a month of food on installment fees, late fees, and items that did not appear on any single screen as a $2,220 decision. Step 3, the 10-year compounding loss. If that $185 a month were redirected into an index fund tracking the S&P 500 at its historical inflation-adjusted return of 7% per year, over 10 years it compounds to $30,913. That's not a feeling. That's a number. $30,913 from $185 a month from the median buy now, pay later user's payment load, not from sacrifice, from redirection. Step 4, the 30-year retirement cost. Extend that same $185 per month at 7% over 30 years. The compounded total is $226,803. That is the retirement cost of median buy now, pay later use, sustained from age 32 to age 62. That is Amber's number. She is 32. She is carrying $612 a month, more than 3 times the median. At $612 per month redirected at 7% over 30 years, the compounded figure reaches $750,491, not $7,344 lost. $750,000 not built. Step 5, the income bracket spread. Here is the number that ends the income argument permanently. Take a 30-year-old earning $39,000 a year. Tyrell's income bracket monthly, buy now, pay later. Obligation, $185. Redirected at 7% over 30 years, $226,803. Take a 30-year-old earning $75,000 a year. Monthly buy now, pay later. Obligation, the same, $185. The CFPB's 2025 data shows buy now, pay later usage is not income stratified at the median level. Redirected at 7% over 30 years, $226,803. Same number, same compounding loss, different paycheck, same trap. This is not an income problem. Income determines how much you have to redirect. Behavior determines whether you do. Step 6, the reframe line. This isn't about what you spent. It's about what that spending decided for you without asking. I want to be honest about this. The Prelek and Lowenstein study is from 1998. It was conducted on hypothetical scenarios, not live buy now, pay later transactions. The 2025 Central Bank of Ireland study used a controlled experiment in Ireland, not the United States. The compounding figures in this video assume a consistent 7% return, no tax drag, and no interruption, conditions that do not describe anyone's actual investment account. The behavioral pattern is well documented. The exact dollar cost to you specifically depends on your income, your existing debt load, your tax situation, and your investment timeline. This video explains a psychological pattern observed in peer-reviewed research. It is not financial advice. It does not account for your specific income, debt, or risk tolerance. For personalized financial guidance, consult a licensed financial advisor. The fix is simple. The reason it works is not willpower, it's architecture. Here are 3 interventions, ranked by friction from lowest to highest. Intervention 1, the full price audit, 5 minutes, lowest friction. Open every buy now, pay later platform you have an active account on. Write down, on paper, not a spreadsheet, not a note app, the original full price of each item, the total remaining balance, and the monthly payment. Add the monthly payments. Write that total at the bottom of the page and circle it. This is the smoke alarm reconnection. You are rebuilding the payment coupling that the platform removed. The act of writing the full price numbers by hand activates the same loss salience mechanism Prelec and Lowenstein documented in 1998. You are making the cost visible and spatial, not digital and invisible. This single step, per the Jose et al. 2025 Central Bank of Ireland study, increased comprehension of total buy now, pay later cost by 10% among participants who saw consolidated disclosures at the point of decision. You are creating that disclosure yourself. Intervention 2. The checkout block. 5 minutes, medium friction. Install a browser extension that removes buy now, pay later checkout injection. On Chrome, Privacy Badger, free from the Electronic Frontier Foundation. On Safari, use content blocker settings to block the domain pay.klarna.com, afterpay.com/v2/scripts, and affirm.com/js. On mobile, use the retailer's desktop site for purchases above $50, where the buy now, pay later button is easier to ignore. This is environment design. You are not relying on the decision not to use buy now, pay later. You are removing the button that asks you to. Derek used this exact intervention. His new buy now, pay later originations dropped to 0 in month 2, not because he became more disciplined, but because the offer stopped appearing. Intervention 3, the installment redirect, 5 minutes to set up, highest leverage. Open a separate checking account, not a savings account, a checking account, at a different bank from your primary account. Name it with the exact dollar amount of your current monthly buy now, pay later total. Set up an automatic transfer for that amount on the 1st of every month. The account name is not motivational. It is functional. It tells the account what it is for before you log in. This is the behavioral intervention Derek used. It redirected $291 a month without requiring a monthly decision. The transfer happened whether or not Derek thought about it. By month 11, the account held $3,201 from a history teacher on $54,000 a year. The rule this video runs on: when paying hurts less, you spend more. These 3 interventions restore the hurt. That is not punishment. That is information. Derek still has that separate checking account. He renamed it at month 12. It has a different number in it now. What you know now that you didn't know at the start of this video is not that buy now, pay later is dangerous. It's that buy now, pay later is designed. Every element of its interface, the installment display, the missing total, the frictionless one-click enrollment, exists because someone read the same 1998 paper this video is built on and built a product around it. The design is not neutral. Now you're not either. The smoke alarm was disabled on purpose. You just found the reset switch. Hit like if this changed how you see buy now, pay later. Subscribe if you want to do the math on the next one.